The end of the river is certainly past the time of Adam and Eve. From several ways of the tributary, you get to the end of the shore where it bends to a bay. This brings us, like the vice of the Roman Emperor Commodus, to circulate yet again back to the setting of our story, house, castle, and endurance. The first person we should mention is Sir Tristram. He bore many arms and was rather violent. He came from the short sea, and with many passengers, to get to the point of it, he came yet again from North America, which might have inspired the mysticism of Onmorica. On the side of this scraggly little isthmus, he arrived on the counterparts of Asia Minor in Europe to start his love war. But the top of Tom Sawyer's rocks by the stream Ochenee had not yet exaggerated themselves to the gorgeousness of Lawrence County, but they were still doubling their number all the time. A voice from the bellowed bush that said to Moses was not yet considered mere gibberish and mishmash to the toffee thoughts of the land of the St. Patrick. They'd still believe these wonderful words of Moses. Who is Moses? Well, we could call him God, Adam, Noah. We can call him Isaac or Moses. We could call him David or Daniel. We could even call him John the Baptist or St. Patrick. He is Brian O'Buru and Rory O'Connor. And he certainly is Finn and Tim Finnegan. Not yet, though it was soon after the venison was given to Isaac, had the cat of a kid buttoned up Isaac's blandness. Not yet, the all's fair and Isavan, Vanity, which we might like to call a woman from the Bible, while Esther, Ruth, Antoine, Nathan, Joe, or some sort of anagram of that had not yet happened. Jem or Shem had not yet. Jem or Shem, sons of Noah, had not yet rotted a peck of Noah for Ham's hardness. But Pa's malt had not been wonder-defied by Shem yet. Though none of these things were brewed by the arc light of the rainbow yet, and Rory certainly did not exist, Rory O'Connor. So certainly, this was much after the rainbow was to be seen, some of its ring on the face of the water. The fall, and what noise did it make? Of a once. The fall, and what noise did it make? The fall, and what noise did it make? Of a once old par that was once as straight as a wall, this, the microphone, an old par was once as straight as a wall, but he fell. This is told yet again, early in bed, on later in life, down through all means of Christian minstrelsy. The great fall of Finnegan off the wall entailed at such short notice the huge fall of Finnegan, which made a sound almost like "Pshutta!" He used to be such a solid man, Finnegan, but now he lay solid in death. His death of himself stretched from his head to the toes. This sends someone, probably he might be, one who doesn't care at all, an uninquiring one, well to the west in search of the end of his body, where he is a great giant, the patriarch of yore, who is a Irish giant in his own consciousness. And all they do is turn up, point and place things where they don't belong, like a pike. But Finnegan is knocked out in the park, which itself is a knockout, a form of the Irish variant of a hill, and oranges have been laid to rest there since the devil first loved evil. What classes here of what we really want and what we think we want, what we need and what we want. The gods of bone, gagging, the gods of flesh, singing their battle cry of brekik, kekik, 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 coax, 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 uala, 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 qua. The battle-era orphans have now chosen sides in politics, but they are still out to be more intellectual than the god, the evil, sinful, non-existent god Moloch, the son of grains, materialistic grains worshipped by the Philistines. And the people at the Battle of Verdun's are so catapulting the cannibals out of the European unions that have protection near their head. We siege them, and we throw things like boomerang storms at them. The brooding of the family is my fear. The angels may save me. It is appalling that arms and weapons appeal with cowards. To kill is a toll, yes, certainly a toll. What chance is there to love when cash is aired and ventilated and but a shell? But then again, people who say, bid me to love, are merely seduced by sin, seduced by what, together, solves the needs of the tabloids. A horrid, juicy scandal. There's no true feeling in this hay air, because there's such a strong voice of falseness, of false stick-up. Oh, here hath the body of Finnegan sprawled, and met the dust. He as he was the father of fornicators. But, oh, his shining stars and body, he has spanned like a fan, he has pained like a fan, the most high heaven, and is sprawled across it. And he looks as if a sky sign of soft advertisement, as if a blimp in the sky. But what it was, is it? Oh, it is but the tragedy of Tristel and Iseult. Were there sewers there? The oaks of old, now they lie in peat, yet young elms leap, where the questions were once. Fall if you wit well, Finnegan, but rise you must. And very soon, either the force or nothing will come to a set-down secular finish. Big Master Finnegan, of the stuttering hand, who had very much of a stuttering hand, was the representative of the freemen. He lived in the broadest way imaginable, so that it was almost imaginable. Very quickly, his house was lit, and it was too far back for massages, or comforts, or any messages. It was this way before Joshua, before Judges, before Numbers, even before Helviticus committed to memory, and both committed the sins in Deuteronomy. I shall give an example. One day of unleavened bread, which was yesterday, but much more far back, he sternly struck a part of his body in the tub, for he had utterly sinned. He wanted to watch and wash the future of his face, but he took it out again. And by the might of Moses, the very water was evaporated, and all the Guinnesses and his drunkenness had been gone, and he was much more sober, as if the Guinnesses had met their exodus. That ought to show you that he was a chap who repented, yet had many scandals. And during mighty odd years, this patriarch Finnegan this odd man of HCE, of certain edifices and editorials of cement and hod, and other whatnot was edited to make a house, raw material of cement and stuff whatnot. This man.
Reading it out loud. No one wants to hear it.
Jimmy, I'm recording it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You just don't hear it. You don't want to hear it.
This man lived in land called Topper's Thorpe. It was piled with dung, yet it was a building.
Dung.
It was a superb building.
Dung.
A building with dung on it,
Dung.
upon the banks, as if this mound is but a heap of Finnegan, the dead body of Finnegan, for the people who live by the Songsaw River. He addled little Fifi Annie so much that she thought she was part of the actual Little family, as if a relative of Alice Little, but partly Annie ugly little creature to do so.
So let me get this straight.
Stop it, Jimmy.
I'm waiting.
Okay. I'm translating it so that I'm giving an interpretation so it doesn't sound all crazy. You know how the guy writes it in such crazy manners? I'm gonna make it like a normal book. So that's what I'm doing.
Oh. But they do it the whole book?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's good.
With Annie, Finnegan, the great patriarch, had wit. With her had wit. He stuck his hair in hounds, and unlike the juvenile delinquents who tucked up their parts sooner, he did not. For he was all like a bulb, a seed, a meter ahead of mirth, with goodly feelings in his grasp, and ironed overalls which he favored by habit, like he was very fond of, almost like the seed of all his likenings. Because like Hilderic and Egbert, famous kings, and like the Muslim Heron, he was Heron Childeric Egbert, HCE, he would, like Caligula, in fact, in a manner that was close like Caligula-wise, in fact, because of all the multiples of the altitude and the evilness of the altitude he did, until he saw the neat light of the liquor where he was born. Which was like to him as morals are to the Puritans of other days, who did not like to rise and undress, and certainly did not like Freemasonry when it upstanted. Joy granted, Finnegan was, granted joy, worth of wool. He was a skyscraper, which was quite an eyesight that people have entirely never seen the like of it since, and towerly, I might say, for he was like a tower, originating from next to nothing, Finnegan did, but escalated towards the celestial skies, because of the hymnals and all, like hierarchy, like architecturalness, like tiptoeing towards a political and philosophical, with a burning bush near the top of him, for he was Moses, and had seen God in the burning bush. Yes, and with lawns and people who mow them clattering up, and tombs and buckets clattering down when Finnegan fell off. The first to rise and bear arms and help Finnegan was named Wassily Buslaw. He lived in a town called Vizingaborg. His crest was of heraldry, invert with ancillary, but he was troubled. He was a troubled agent. He was a goat, yet he was a gawk about it. He was a male, perseverant. All his perseverance was gone into a sieve, though, poured into a sieve. He was hard and hoard. His desires for lust were never satisfied, and archers tried to string him, like Helium, the second time.